For my fellow Canadians, if you don't know already, as of February 17th, 2026, you can travel to China visa-free for up to 30 days. So here are 5 tips that I wished I knew that would have helped me tremendously when I was in China. Number 1, before you arrive in China, you need to have a WeChat account set up. That is because it takes a little bit of time and effort to verify accounts. And in China, WeChat, you can access almost everything, which I will talk about a little bit later in this video. And you should also download your VPN or your eSIM before you arrive in China and have it activated. If you don't have it activated before you arrive, the VPN or the eSIM will not work. Number 2, China is a cashless society and an extremely phone-dependent, digitized society. But instead of downloading 10,000 apps for China, you really only need 5. So here are 5 core apps that you actually need. Alipay, WeChat, RedNote for doing research, Trip.com, which is basically the Ctrip but for foreigners, and Amap. Every other app like Dazhongdianping, which is the Yelp of China, and Meituan, which you can use to buy tickets, order delivery, or do some online shopping, you can access on WeChat without having to download the app. Here's how you do it. Open your WeChat, go to your Discover page, click the mini programs, search the app you want, and now you can always access it. Sometimes these apps aren't always up to date in the Western App Store, so it's actually best to access them through your WeChat anyways. Which brings me to number 3. Once you have arrived in China, you can get a transportation card for any city in China super easily, and it just takes a few minutes for you to set up. Here's what you do. So number 1 is open your Alipay, and then you go to your transport page. You select the metro option, and then go through the process of activating it with your passport. So sometimes the verification might fail, and you just have to try again until it works. And once it's activated, your life will become so easy because you can use it on the bus, you can use it on the metro, in any city you move to. All you have to do is choose a new city and then let it refresh into a new QR code. As for hailing a car, I don't actually use Didi. I just open my Amap and then call a car there. There's a lot more options, and oftentimes it's cheaper for me. But you do need a Chinese phone number for it to work. Number 4. So now that you have all your apps set up, here's the reality of actually being in China. China has free public bathrooms everywhere, even in the most remote towns you visit. However, it's usually all squat toilets, and they don't always have soap or toilet paper, so be sure to pack some every time you go out. And if you cannot get used to squat toilets and you need to use a Western toilet, in all the big cities, there's probably a mall in every single intersection, so just go to one of those malls. Number 5, and the final tip, are things that you should and shouldn't bring in China. So the things that you should bring are hair conditioner. Unless you're staying at a very high-end hotel, there's usually no hair conditioner. You can also buy them in China, of course. Number 2 are tissue packs. And again, you can buy them in China. Usually restaurants don't always provide you tissues, and you're going to need to carry tissues with you for the toilet anyways. Now here are things that you should not bring in China. Water bottles. China's water isn't potable from the tap, so you'll end up drinking plastic water bottles anyways. And do not bring portable chargers that aren't CCC certified, because they will confiscate it at the security if you try to travel anywhere domestically. Number 3, for my ladies, you don't need to bring sanitary pads. The pads here are glorious, and they're extremely comfortable and comes in any sizes you can imagine. Tampons are a little bit harder to find, so you can bring it. You can find them here. It'll take effort to find them. So those are the 5 things that's going to make you become an expert when you travel in China. Comment down below if you have any questions, and if you found this helpful, follow me for more.